Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to round 3 of the ARG Presents Florida State Championship here in beautiful Miami, Florida. And also at the PBG headquarters here. Love it, having a great time. We have some familiar faces here at round 3. We have Alleman on the left, master of trunks, as it turns out. I'll tell you what, guys, we've had 3 heavy-hitting games so far. We've had the master of Soul Striker Goku first round, second round, the master of Vegeta, and now the master of Trunks. Apparently, we're just like, this is just going to be a master stream, master class. On the right, we have Jorge Fernandez playing Golden Frieza. So we have Golden Frieza against Trunks, an interesting matchup. Now, Alleman, if you guys aren't familiar, was the player that actually was the first player to ever top with Trunks in an event. So he took Trunks to Orlando, the Orlando Regional, and topped with him. And actually was almost undefeated in Swiss. I think he lost 1 game in Swiss out of 9 rounds. And just, I mean, a fantastic player, a member of Bearded Collectibles, and just, like I said, just a fantastic Trunks player. And again, I think Trunks has gotten better since then. And so I'd be pretty scared if I was Jorge right now. Also, Trunks looking very strong going into set 3 as well, which is fantastic. We do see Dash Pack Goku in the drop area there by Allen, which is interesting. That's some good tech there from Allen. I like that card a lot. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. Now, the big problem here is that Golden Frieza has the ability to play a lot of blockers, which can be scary. So they runs, I believe, 8 main board blockers, and then the potential to run even more than that sideboard. Now, sometimes they run the triple strike Frieza, which is also blockers, so you can go anywhere up to like even 12 blockers main board, which is actually pretty hard for Trunks to get through. Now, Trunks has the ability to Mighty Mask and to Goten to clear some of the blockers, but they can't clear them all. And another thing it stinks is like all of the blockers are like 1 cost, so they can play out multiple blockers as well, and it can be very, very devastating. Now, we saw Peter Katani take this to Indianapolis and do a great job with it as well. So again, just a powerful, powerful deck. And Jorge is obviously doing great with the deck. I think he's undefeated 2-0. It also can recur blockers too with its 7-drop as well. So very scary. There's the Goten we talked about. Getting that off of the Mighty Mask. Jorge Fernandez down to 4 life already. Alleman sitting comfortably at 7. Jorge's going to play out Boo, draw a card. Again, this deck being able to cycle through its deck so quickly, digging for that results, digging for just multiple powerful cards, and it can do so very quickly. All right, Jorge using the Vintage Frieza here, trying to get a card and actually whiffs on it. Unfortunate, considering how many low-cost Frieza's Army cards it actually runs in the deck. Okay, he's going to use Frieza's ability to kill that Vintage Frieza, draw a card, gets Boo, another 1-drop, which again can be very devastating against this deck. He's going to play out Time Patrol Trunks. Looks at the top 2. See what he sees. Looks like he sees results and something else. Going to put that results on the bottom of the deck, I would imagine, unless he just needs another blue energy. We'll see what he decides to do here. Yeah, he's going to take the Sensu Bean and put the results on top, it seems. Though it might be a Sensu Bean that I saw, and maybe it wasn't a results. Yeah, also, Lester pointing out we did adjust some of the glare, guys. We hope that helps. Again, any more suggestions on the stream, guys, let us know. Our job here is to bring you content and coverage that you want to see. So if there's something you don't like, let us know, and we will do our best to reduce the glare even further if we can. Do the best, doing a better job on audio, whatever you need, just let us know. We aim to please. Me and Lester, the dream team, by the way. I think you guys knew that. We've been talking about food for the last 2 rounds, by the way, and it's just been fantastic. I mean, I feel like Lester's my soulmate. We've been talking about different types of foods, and it's just amazing. We had a Cuban for lunch, and it was just fantastic. Everything that I hoped it would have been. I almost cried when I ate it. Not a person. As it turns out, we actually had a Cuban sandwich, not a Cuban person for dinner, which is good. And then he started telling me about this Jamaican food that just sounds amazing as well. So I'm just like, Okay, so it was a result. So Jorge did take a result, essentially just getting that energy, which I actually like this play so much because what this allows you to do is, you don't want to draw that result at a bad time, right? You don't want to be in the middle of a combo phase and be like, I need to get out of this combo phase. The Dora draw Audra results. So him putting it on top and drawing it might seem like maybe a bad play, but what he's doing here is he's actually just making use of it. He's like, I don't need it. I don't need these high combo cards early. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this results and I'm going to put down his energy. Did get a Mass Saiyan off the top, which is again fantastic, very good against these aggro decks guys. It's cheap pressure cards that rely, like essentially he can play out Mass Saiyan, clear a board, attack with Mass Saiyan, put pressure on his opponents, and still have energy for defense. Again, very, very, very powerful against these aggressive decks. All right, Alan going to try to, here comes out another Kaba. George down still 4 life. Here comes Kaba, 15,000, 15,000. See if Alan decides to combo. Looks like he doesn't. So he'll play 1 blue to play out Goku. Oh, here we go. We're going to see Dash Pack Goku here. See another Kaba. No other Goku so far. And he whiffs. Unfortunate. You hate to see that. Whiffing off of a 7 off the top is just always frustrating. Though we are, pretty far into the game. So if you're going to whiff, probably going to be around turn 5 or 6. But still, always devastating. All right, here comes the Gohan combo. So this is going to be 20,000. And he's going to get a freeze out of the deal. Again, Alan not worried about this, though. Freeze right now is the least of Alan's worries. He actually probably wants George to hit him so he can start awakening. Now, remember, one of the things that's interesting with Trunks is you want to be really, really careful when you're playing against Trunks, because Trunks has the ability to draw so many cards on their awakening turn. So many. I'm talking about like 7, 8 cards on their awakening turn. And so what you want to be really careful with is you want to be really careful about knowing when to awaken them and when not to awaken them. And then when you do awaken them, you want to pressure them so they have to awaken on your turn. They lose a draw that way. And so what I mean by that is they can actually, on their front side, use a combo card, draw a card, awaken, draw 2, then use another combo card on their awaken side now and draw another card. So they can draw 4 cards off their awakening side. And so if you're going to awaken Trunks, you want to push them to awaken and then pressure that 10k side. And that way that you make them essentially have to awaken defensively. And it looks like that's what George is going to do here, which is masterful play, and it is forcing Alan to awaken. He did draw Jiren, which can put a lot of pressure on this board. Who will win? You guys were saying, oh, I didn't see it. It went off the screen too fast. Okay, Golden Frieza is at 38%, while Blue-Red Trunks is at 63%. 5-3. You guys know. I'm with you guys. I think Alan has a pretty good chance to win this game, but I said it's really hard to get around those blockers, and so I want to see him be able to take advantage of that. Okay, so we got Jiren in the field. Jiren's a fantastic threat. This Trunks does need to get off the field, though. It is now, should be going to the warp. We'll see if Alan notices that at some point. Here's Mass Saiyan. Wait, did he just play the Trunks for 3? He must have just played the Trunks for 3. Oh, I see. He saw the change. He knew that it needed to go off the field. He took off the field, and then he was going to choose to Cold Ballast the Mass Saiyan. Okay, so this is still just a 20,000 attacker. Still powerful. Even for 1 energy. Actually, 1 energy, that's actually probably worth it. Here comes Jiren. Does George have a second Cold Ballast? Doesn't have the energy to actually be able to do it if he did. And it looks like this thing's going to be okay. Attacking 30,000 into 25,000. Jiren into Frieza here. There's a negate. He's going to ready him off his auto effect. He's going to attack Trunks into what appears to be Frieza here. Let's see what George decides to do again with a small novel in hand. Looks like he has about 3 Dodoras in hand as well, so it's going to be hard for Alan to do anything here. We'll see what he decides to do. See if he decides to attack into, again, Double Strike, 20,000. There's another negate. Here's 20,000 into Frieza. Another negate. Alan got, what, 4 cards that turn so far. Pretty effective. Passing the turn to George. Yeah, 3 super. Yeah, George, again, with the small novel in hand. Chapter 1 is the super combos. Chapter 2 appears to be Frieza, the Frieza combo in the card. So he has quite a few defensive cards in hand, which can be very, very devastating. That's what George decides to do. George, so many options in hand. He does have Mecha Freeze in hand too. He can kill this Jiren with Mecha, which isn't a bad play here. Actually, he might just be doing Mask. Yeah, he's just going to do Mask and kill Jiren that way. Sends Jiren to the warp. Allen with quite a few Piccolos of his own in hand. Looks like he has 2 Piccolos in hand. Another Masked. Maybe actually 3 Piccolos in hand. There's one Piccolo. Draws another Jiren. George looks like he's coming in here for 25,000. He's on a combo with Frieza, take up to 35,000 double strike. Forcing Allen to use multiple cards in his hand here. He could take it, but I feel like if he takes it, there's no way he is going to take it. I don't think he can close this game out on his turn, but we'll see what happens. George has the ability to play Mecha Freeze out here if he wanted, and then pressure with a dual attack or double striker and try to win this game. Here comes Mecha. He's attacking for 15,000 dual attack here. He chose not to pitch a card. Looks like he's gonna use these Sensu Beans here to make this a 25,000 dual attacker here with Dodoras in hand. He's going for the game here, boys. He smells all 4 Dodoras, drawing 4 cards and another Sensu Bean. Holy moly! This is the biggest Mecha Frieza I've ever seen. But if it goes the way it does in the anime, maybe Allen will still. He's just gonna dump his hand. He's like, I'm pretty sure I got you here. I don't know much about this game, but I'm pretty sure if I have 25 cards on my side of the field as combo cards. Yeah, he has so many combo cards on the field, it's on his opponent's side of the field. That's not a good sign. And game 1 goes to Golden Frieza. I tell you, it's always been the problem with Trunks deck, is the Trunks deck has the ability to draw a lot of cards, has the ability to get a lot of advantage, put a lot of pressure on your opponent. But the problem is, unlike Vegeta, it doesn't actually take any cards from your opponent. And so what it has to do is it gives your opponent tons of cards in order to essentially continue the pressure. So it wants to say, okay, I'm going to put 30 cards in your hand or whatever, but that's okay because I'm going to make you use 4 or 5 cards a turn. And so eventually you're going to run out of cards, and then I'll be able to kill you. Unfortunately, with the way the new Overwhelm cards are working and the way that this game went, Allen wasn't able to put them as much pressure. He stopped putting pressure, and he just left his opponent with 100 cards in hand, which is scary. Okay, let's take a look at the sideboards. We're going to start with Alleman here. Again, a fantastic Trunks player. Running 2 Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. This is a good card. It could be a good card in this matchup. Again, it's a little rough, though, because you're a little weak to Cold Bloodlust. However, what's really cool is that it doesn't seem like our Golden Frieza player really has any way to deal with the tokens once they do come out, though. So if he can actually take advantage of that, that's actually not a bad sideboard card. He also runs 4 Raging Spirit Son Gohan. That's the combo card that comes into play. Just a fantastic card in general. I'm actually not sure what card's maybe not just main board. It seems good enough to be main board in a lot of these matchups. 2 Mysterious Presence Banaka. Again, this is the card that comes into play, bounces chooses one of your opponent's card, put on top of their library. Again, just a counter to sell. Fantastic. 2 Mafuba, 4 Objection, 1 Sun Goten Family Justice. Pretty good sideboard. Kind of is going to struggle a little bit against this matchup. I like the 2 Ghost Attack the Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I also like the 4 Raging Spirit Son Gohan as well. So I would probably kind of lean towards those inclusions. It seems really good in this matchup and allows you to try to out-tempo your opponent. Now moving on to Jorge Fernandez here, our Golden Frieza. He has Mass Saiyan, Mysterious Warrior, one of those. Again, fantastic card. Not the best against Trunks for a couple of different reasons. Mainly that they don't really have, that they don't play a bunch of little guys. They usually have like 1 or 2 little threats. Library, what do you guys mean? Library, this isn't. I'm talking about like I'm making a joke because he has so many cards in hand. It's like he has a library, right? I'm not actually saying what is even a library in Magic. Is there a library in Magic? What is the library? It's your deck? The deck is called a Library of Magic? I didn't know that. I actually just called it my deck. Unbelievable. I actually had no idea. 1 Cobalt Lesson sideboard, 1 Energy Boost Beerus, 3 Mysterious Presence Manaka. Again, people are, this is like been the most the most played sideboard card I've seen so far is this Mysterious Presence Manaka. It's just a great card against against Cell, and people are just like, that's their counter to Cell. It seems like I like it. Really smart. 2 Mafuba, 2 Vegeta Princess Speed, 3 Objection, 2 Full Power Frieza. I expect these Princess Speed to come in again. A very good card against Trunks as well. Full Power Frieza, I almost guarantee that card's coming in as well. Just a powerful card. So yeah, very, very excited. I think both these players have solid sideboard choices against one another. And looking at the sideboard, I'm telling you, I am terrified of this Full Power Frieza as an aggro player. I would hate to see it. It's just Cell doesn't have that many. Trunks doesn't have that many ways to get through it either. They just don't have that many ways. They don't have that many kill cards. All of their kill cards are really just attacks, right? They're just attack cards they want to use. And so, you know, against Full Power Frieza, they have to use like Jared to remove it, and like George can just use a couple of Sensu Beans in order to stop it completely. And so, yeah, pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying sideboard. All right, our players are drawing their cards, see what they decide to do here with their mulligans. George looks like he's just going to keep his hand. He saw a couple Goldos in hand. He goes, you know what? Seems pretty good to me. Like it. Both players are all set up, ready to go. George up 1-0. Let's see what they decide to do here. All right. Expecting Allen to go first. How many contestants in the event? Guys, we're not sure the exact number. I'm sorry. I keep telling you guys I'm going to get that number, and I always mess it up. I will try my best to get it for you guys. Can you check and see how many total contestants were in the event? 94. So we're right at capacity. So 94 for a state event. Unbelievable here at Pro Play Games. Florida just always doesn't fail to just impress me every single time. Just a great. Probably, honestly, the best state to play Dragon Ball in. Okay, here comes Goldo down. 1 energy down. Here comes Frieza. Yeah, unbelievable turnout. 94 players. Holy crap. Guys, I think the cap was at 100. And I think they actually sold out of tickets. They sold out of pre-registers. And I think they kept a couple extra seats just in case like some locals came in and didn't know what was happening and wanted to join, that kind of thing. But yeah, from my understanding, they sold out of tickets. Actually, I think a week early. So actually, I think for a week they've been sold out, which is fantastic. Yeah, Florida being the capital of Dragon Ball Super. I'll tell you what, they showed that in the results as well. I mean, every single regional champion has been from Florida. 4 of them being from Pro Play Games just on their own. It stinks that Kishito Meta's going to have to take that title away from them coming in North Carolina. I mean, that's unfortunate, but they've had a good run, boys. You know what I mean? We won't forget them. All right, George coming down here playing out another Goldo. My bane. I hate Goldo. This guy comes out. He just is devastating. Okay, let's say George is again just cycling through his deck. Allen choosing to play Trunks down his energy. Interesting. 3 blue energy. Also showing a little bit of a sideboard tech here. He's showing that he put in Mafubas in the deck. He's also put in objections in the deck. George playing Beerus down his energy. The 7-drop Beerus. Usually this list only runs 1 of those. He actually runs 2 in this list, so he does have 1 more left in the deck. Mafuba! Allen playing the 1-drop Goku, getting another 1-drop Goku. That's a card we actually didn't see any play from. Actually, we kept seeing him try to get it, but we never really saw any play from it. I like to see him get this dash back Goku here, and he whiffs again, guys. Just cannot get this dash back Probo to do anything for him. Very unfortunate. That's like twice we've seen it whiff, and he just can't seem to get anything out of it. Does have a Cobb in hand. I think Allen does have to be a little careful, though. Allen has to be a little careful here. He needs to be... I don't think he needs to put as many cards in his opponent's hand as he did last time. He needs to play a little bit more methodical. Just wait for an opening. Kind of force his opponent to awaken. That's what I like to do when I play aggro. I like to be a little aggressive at the start, make my opponent need to be defensive, and then I like to make my opponent awaken himself. And then once he awakens himself, then I go all in. Then I'm like, okay, you awaken yourself, let's go for it. It looks like George put results down as energy, but doesn't have another results in hand. So possibly being a little greedy here. I think he's just expecting Allen to awaken him. Now Allen can just say, you know what, I'm not going to. I refuse to awaken you, sir. I'm going to make you do it yourself. We'll see what happens, though. Trying to take a peek at George's hand, but he's being very secretive with it. That's his novel. He doesn't want anybody else to see it until he's finished reading it. Here comes a Goldo. Going to tap down a Goku. Yeah, true. Both players, yeah, with the life layout. Again, guys, Lester just being an absolute wizard when it comes to doing these life totals. Just doing a fantastic job, by the way. I want my own Lester to take home with me. I need him to come with me to every regional event. Okay, here comes out Kaba. He's on a double strike into here. Ooh, maybe decide not to. Yeah, he's not to. Gonna go here, double strike. Take a card. Gets the dash pack Goku off the life. Gonna combo with it? Excuse me, Alan Alleman? Do you have another one in hand? Is that why you're doing this? Unbelievable. I'm really surprised that Alan chose to just combo with the dash pack Goku. That seems like an absurd turn, a play to make right now. He has 4 energy open. He can play it out. Very surprised. All right, pass and turn without really making that much ground this turn, Alan. I mean, guys, you guys talking about the life totals. I'm telling you guys right now, they could turn the lights off, and like I still think Lester would get the life totals right. We could be in total darkness. Just doing a fantastic job. Very impressive. All right, so George putting his second Beerus down as energy, meaning he has no more Beerus left in deck. To me, if you auto charge both of those Beeruses as energy, maybe you should do. I think there might be a better sideboard option at that point. Lester too strong, absolutely. Lester got that night vision ready to go. He does. Lester is a freaking beast. He's a Terminator of life, man. He comes in. All right, here's 5-drop Frieza. Going to bounce the combo card. Put the card at the bottom of the deck there. Good awaken, attack into Kaba. Now here's the thing. Allen at 7 life, George at 3, though. This is kind of where Trunks wants to be, though. Trunks doesn't mind being here right now. He has a lot of quality cards in hand. He has the ability to put a lot of pressure on his opponent. Yep, there's Trunks. Gonna look at the top 2. Can't see what he's getting here. Looks like he got a Mafuba from that. Yep, he's in a combo. And there comes out the Frieza. We saw him return that Frieza with the 5-drop, so we had it in hand. Allen trying to figure out a way he can play his hand out here to put some pressure on his opponents. All he has to do, just get like 2 cards out of your opponent's hand each turn, and eventually this Trunks deck can come back. I do think the Trunks deck's behind this game, though. He's at 7 life to his opponent's 3, but his opponent just has so many cards in hand and has a pretty devastating field here. Okay, 15,000 to 10,000. Again, Allen doing a good job here of forcing his opponent to, if he wants to keep card advantage, he actually has to awaken him, if that makes sense. So he has to give himself, he has to give Allen cards in order to draw a card off his leader. Allen setting up that Mafuba play pretty masterfully there. Does George have it? No, he doesn't. Okay, I thought he might have, and there it is. Big Daddy himself. Here comes Frieza. This card's devastating. He ready 2 energy. You're ready a yellow and a blue, which is pretty scary to me. That's he's turning on Sensu Bean and Cold Bloodlust, which means his full power Frieza is probably going to stay on the field. All right, Big Daddy's sitting here. Look at him. He's been lifting in the gym. Got them muscles. He's on those roids right now, getting ready to block everything that Allen does for the foreseeable future. Trunks still at 10,000 life, 10,000 power. Doesn't appear to have a way to awaken in life. Allen trying to figure out a way to get out of this pickle here. I don't see it. Here comes out Kaba. Okay, he's going to block it. Here it comes in. He's going to take a life, go to 4. Use dash back Goku, go up to 20,000. Awaken, draw 2. Here it is, boys. We talked about this play before. He's going to use another card out of his hand, draw another card. Use a Goten. So he's up to... And Sensu Bean. Hey, check us out. I have Sensu Bean. So now my guy's a super mega beast monster that you can't ever stop. Yeah, I know I talked to Peter about this at Indy, and I think he agreed with me. I asked him, I was like, why is full power Frieza just not main board? And he's like, I don't know, it should be main board. And I think it's one of those cards that's just absurd, because what's insane about this deck, guys, is that if Allen somehow finds a way to kill this card, which, by the way, I don't think there is one, but if he could somehow find a way to kill this card, George can literally just drop the 7-drop cooler and just bring it back. And so it just takes so many cards away from the aggro player. It's very hard to get through, and it's just super efficient. Not to mention, it has triple strike. So it's just such a devastating card against aggro players. They just don't have that many ways to deal with it, guys. You can also do some crazy stuff with the 7-drop cooler, which I'm trying to see if he runs it in this deck. I actually don't see it. Looks like he's actually not running the 7-drop in here. Interesting. Yeah, there's a couple things, really cool things you can do with that card, though. Because you can, like, attack with it. You can attack with the Frieza triple strike. You can use the 7-drop's ability. Use your Frieza's ability to kill it when it's tapped, ready 2 energy, and then play out the 7-drop cooler, and then bring it back and rest in active mode. And so you can essentially attack with it and untap it, which is insane. Just a powerful threat, and I would love to see how Allen is going to deal with this card. I just don't know if he can. Very tough matchup here. But I'd say what, Allen, a fantastic player. You can't count him out. And there it is. Mass Saiyan's going to clear his board. 1 energy, kill your board, 20,000 double striker. What you going to do about it, Trunks player? Going to cry. Because you have Roid Frieza on field and I can't do anything about it. Here we go. 25. Draw a card. Ooh, draws a Trunks. Another one. So it looks like right here what he's trying to do is he's preparing for the triple strike win with Frieza. That's what he's trying to do here. He's going to put Allen in a situation where Allen can't go to 3. I think if I'm Allen, though, I think I go to 3. I think I call his bluff and I go to 3. I think this is a way that Allen can stop this. Because Allen can essentially go to 3. He just used 2 Dodoras. You go to 3. You bait out the triple strike attack from Frieza. He attacks into you. He dumps his hand, tries to kill you. And then you just say, okay, cool, I'm going to stop it. And then try to kill you next turn. I think that's what you have to do here. This could be a misstep by George. But George, I'll tell you what, has a heck of a hand. Has that small novel in hand. So he's feeling pretty confident. Maybe he has a Mafuba in hand. We can't see his hand. He likes to keep it face down. Doesn't want to give us away his secrets. We have no idea what's in his hand. Let's see, a Dashback Goku, a Sensu Bean, a Jiren, a Mass Saiyan, a Piccolo, a Trunks. When I said he likes to keep his hand secret, I meant he likes to show his hand slowly. Here comes massive damage. Absolutely, guys. Here we go. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Two Sorbets. I like this play by George again. This allows him to be aggressive with Frieza and still defend himself. He also could just use the Sorbet's abilities to even buff up the Frieza even more. Powerful play here. Here we go. Big Daddy Frieza. Roid Rage coming in. Okay. Here comes in a combo. This is off the Sorbet ability, by the way. So he uses Sorbet. He discards the negate. Gets a Mecha Frieza off that. Gets a Sorbet. Uses Sensu. Uses Dodora. See what else he's gonna use. He has a heck of a hand here, boys. See what he decides to do. Good use Mass. Just dumps his hand again. Yet again. Hey, remember my hand? That small novel? Yeah, here's the ending of it. It's on the field. Goes up to infinite damage. It's actually infinite. No matter how much he puts down, it's just more than that. It's whatever Alan has +1. And now you cover up the card, so I have no hope of ever understanding how much this is going to be. Yeah, 130k? Sure. We'll go with that one. I think you're short a couple hundred, but... Oh, Piccolo, Sensu Bean. Uh-oh, you thought you had it. Check this out. Sensu Bean, holy. Here we go. Sensu Bean, number 3. Does he have the 4th one? Good. Look at this. Shuffle his hand a little bit. Maybe he can make something else appear. Trying to start a fire. There it is. His entire hand. So he's going to count it out. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. At the 90k, I don't think he gets there. I think he's short. Am I stupid? I can't do math. I think he's short. There it is. Yeah, game. Shoo. I was a little worried there for a second. As it turns out. Unbelievable game, guys. Holy moly.